A star that does not shine in the highest peaks of the night sky, and is instead stuck in the ditches where no one looks, is still a star, if it wishes to shine and still embraces light in its heart. In the freezing cold night, a golden-haired boy with sapphire eyes stands outside a blacksmith and stares longingly at an expertly crafted sword hanging on the wall. It's so cool, no matter how many times I look at it. Again, I knew you'd be here. A scarlet-haired girl approaches, named Zemina. Vlad, you know you've been out of it lately, right? Don't get on my nerves, this is one of the few breaks I get, responds Vlad. Oh, is that so? This is why people start rumors about you, you know, retorts Zemina. What rumors? Do you still hear voices when you pick up a stick or something? Zemina says under her breath. Jeez, who would have ever expected to get struck by lightning on a clear day? Black lightning and that too. You should stay cooped up in the shop for a while. They say the new bishop is sensitive about omens and stuff. He used to work as a hearsay inquisitor, so if he sees anyone suspicious, they're gonna get sent straight to the stakes to be burnt. Ugh, why did you have to tell me something like that? You're well aware that a lot of people saw you get struck by lightning. Everyone's talking behind your back already. You should quit just standing around like that, spacing out. What if the church takes you away? I'm not going to be dragged away just for staring at a sword for a bit, responds Vlad. Zemina is frustrated and says, just buy it. It's expensive. Zemina chuckles and says, how expensive could this piece of trash really cost? 5 gold. What the hell? Responds Zemina. 5 gold. That stupid metal chunk. With that money I can. Yeah, I know. You wouldn't need to work for an entire year with that kind of money. Someone suddenly approaches shouting, what? Stupid metal chunk? You damn little kids, get out of my sight, yells the elderly blacksmith, hammer in hand. This isn't something for some back alley kids like you. Zemina sarcastically responds, then who else would buy this? It's being sold in the slums. Who else but someone from the slums would see and buy that? Are you out of your mind, old man? Why are you causing all this ruckus by making a sword only knights would use? Has your time come or something? Yeah, it's because my time on this earth is almost over, you bitch. Shouts the elderly blacksmith with veins almost bursting from his head. Why don't you just go back to your shop and wash the damn dishes, you mature little kid? The two bicker back and forth for a little bit until Vlad grabs Zemina by the head and pushes her away. Old man, we're leaving, in order to defuse the situation. As the two kids now walk outside of hearing distance, the elderly man thinks to himself, rotten bitch, she's full of venom. I gave her so much food back then. Damn bitch. He then looks down at the ground and sees a footprint ingrained into the ground itself. He thinks to himself, Vlad must have been standing here for a while. The dirt is all dug into. He should focus on trying to make ends meet. Little kid, it'll only be harder for you if you develop dreams in this kind of place. I know very well that a slum kid never makes it out of the slums. So I'm gonna sell this to someone who can make it out of here. I can't let my last work rot in a place like this. He looks at the shining blade of his sword. It's just like him. They both shine in a place like this. The center of the northern economy and the lighthouse of the northern region, thanks to the power of the Bayezid family, Sawara. It is only natural for such a place of brilliance to harbour dark shadows, the slums, into which all kinds of dirty and foul things were thrown. We were then brought to a tavern of sorts, filled with degenerative behaviour. On the second floor we can see a large man dragging a woman by her hair. You damn bitch, you dare try to scam me. How did I try to scam you? Desperately responds the woman. I've worked as a mercenary for 20 years. How dare you try sell me some fake medicine? It's never quiet around here. The young Vlad approaches with a crate in hand filled to the brim with candles. Yeah, you, candle maker. Great timing. Go bring madam over here, shouts the large man. In order to meet our madam, you need to pay in gold coins, not silver ones. You want gold when you run the business like this? Bring your mum if madam's not here. A scowl appears on Vlad's face. The large man carries on. The candle that measures time? That was a fraud, right? Why did it burn all the way down before I even did anything? Vlad sighs. How are you gonna have any fun with just a 5-minute session anyway? Go rub your wife's ass if you don't have money. This enrages the large man. What did you just say? You sure are loud. Then should we check? You see that clock over there? Let's see if this candle lasts 5 minutes or not. If it doesn't last 5 minutes, you can do whatever you want with that woman. Why should I listen to a bunch of scammers? Snickers the large man. I said, let's do it. But if it is 5 minutes, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. This sends a shiver down the large man's spine. What's with this kid's eyes? Vlad lights the candle. Everyone in the tavern anxiously awaits the results. And just like that, 5 minutes has passed and the candle has burnt out. The large man frantically thinks of a way to escape this situation, but suddenly, whap! A stick whips him across the face. He flies back. That was 5 minutes, you son of a bitch. Vlad then kicks him in the back, pushing him into another room. He closes the door. Vlad looks down at the large man lying on the floor. You're dead. The streets outside are filled with the ambient noise of the large man screaming for help. It's the next day. I think someone messed with the candle. It wasn't 5 minutes. Do you get what I'm saying? Says Vlad. Jorge, someone messed with our candles. An old man with a beard and an armored chest piece is sitting at a counter alongside Vlad, eating his breakfast. The woman behind the counter shouts, "What? Who dares? Who dares mess with our precious candles?" "We'll have to find out," says Vlad. The woman smiles to herself. "I actually already found them." "Who?" queries Vlad. "It was me. I played a little prank. This woman is named Marcella. I wanted to scam those drunkards and get more money. So I beat up that guy for no reason. Oh well, what can I do as a mere employee anyway?" "Yo, I'm really proud of you. I heard what you did yesterday. You did great." A group of young men are standing at the bottom of the stairs. "Something had to happen while I was gone, huh?" The leader of the group wraps his arm round Vlad's shoulder. "You got some tips selling candles yesterday, right? But we're all so broke." Vlad glares at the leader. "What the fuck are you trying to do, Burley?" Burley instantly removes his arm from around Vlad's shoulder. "Hey, don't be so scary. I'm not asking you to. Just give it to me, right now. It'll be a fair trade. If you give me some change, I have something to give back to you. A pickpocket. Awkward, stupid, and unskilled. And you recognize him, right?" Burley raises a kid by their hair who seems to have been roughed up. "I'll give him back for 40 silver. That's a really good deal." Vlad clenches his teeth. "What about his fingers and ankles?" "I wouldn't have called you over if I'd cut them off. I just taught him a light lesson. He's real fresh." Vlad gives in and throws a bag of money on the floor. The group of men grab the bag and leave, chuffed with the results they've just got. Vlad looks down at the young boy. "Ned." The boy panics, thinking he's gonna get hit. "I'm sorry, Vlad. I tried to play it safe. Any broken bones? Then fuck off right now, before I break some." The young boy thanks Vlad and leaves. "That kid was lucky. He didn't lose any fingers," says a member of the Captain Hoover family, Harvin, as he raises his hand with 2 fingers already having been cut off. "Fingers cut off, angles cut. I ended up becoming a public lesson for everyone." "Oh, actually, I heard the candles were messed with. You already know about that?" queries Vlad. It's been a while since the rumors went around, but nobody seemed to really believe it. "The madam makes the candles, but Marcella isn't the type of person to do that, you know." Vlad agrees. "That's what I'm saying. Jorge already seemed to know about it. They're not the type of people to do that." Harvin gets serious. "But if they did, there must be some good reason. There's a 90% chance they need money. Urgent money. Be careful, Vlad. There is only one reason an organization would try to rake in money really quick. A war against another organization. The 5 bosses who dominate the slums of Suara: Horse Knight Jorge, Swine Butcher Blackbear, Gamblers, Dice, Whale Hunter Captain Hoover, and Moneybug, One-Armed Jack. All the darkness of life approaches you, hidden in the shadows, soundlessly. Just like now. Hey kid, where's your boss? The hook of One-Armed Jack casts a shadow on Vlad's face. Accidents happen without warning, and destruction happens without notice. Oi brats, didn't you hear what the boss said? Where's your boss? Who knows? I'm just a candle seller, so I don't know. You little bastard. If you don't know, go fucking find him. He punches down at the table Vlad is sitting at. He is unfazed. All the candles that had been resting on that table are now broken. Oh my, all these expensive candles are now broken. Well, no more sales today, I guess, says Vlad, seemingly not caring about the situation. This little fucker, does he not get the situation? Young fuckfeet. Vlad peers up at the lackey. I said, get your feet away. Young fuckfeet. This enrages the lackey. He swings his leg in an attempt to kick Vlad, who is now resting on the floor, collecting all the broken candles. A fight is a microcosm of war, the intended battlefield, the planned circumstances. Vlad evades the attack and strikes the lackey's leg with a stick and bold determination. Only with that is victory assured. The strike to the leg sends the lackey a step back, which then places him in the path of a perfectly executed strike by Vlad, who hits him at the bottom of the jaw, sending the lackey to the floor instantly. One-Armed Jack seems to be amused. Vlad stands ominously above the fallen lackey. The back alley's unchangeable rule, the winner up high and the loser down under. The rest of the lackeys are outraged and prepare to attack. Stop. One-armed Jack raises his hook. I really like this guy. Only have one arm, so I hope you'll be a bit more understanding of the noise. I don't discriminate against the disabled. This comment sends the man into a hysterical fit of laughter. This crazy fucker. Let's have a private chat later. As the two are menacingly staring at each other, Jorge appears, with a crowd of men behind him. Moneybug! Oh, look what's happening here. If you had told me you were coming, I would have had meat grilled for you. Since we have guests, how about moving this upstairs? Moneybug retorts, let's skip the meat. Do you have some good liquor? Jorge glares. Marcel is not one to disappoint when it comes to showing hospitality. Well, in that case, let's have a taste. The two groups of men go upstairs. The meeting is seemingly over as Moneybug walks down the stairs with his group of men. Oi, rising star, your boss didn't hold back on the compliments. I see I'm a good judge of character. Once you get tired of that burning smell, come work for me. Wouldn't mind a lad like you. I don't mind working here though. They feed me, pay me, and let me sleep. Moneybug laughs. You can do that too. He then flicks a golden coin in Vlad's direction for the candles. He and his men then depart. Zemina from the second tier balcony shouts, Vlad, Jorge's calling for you. I was planning on giving this to you later, but the circumstances call for me to pass it over earlier. Keep it on you at all times. It's a beautifully crafted dagger. I could tell from the mood in the room that Jorge and one-armed Jack's conversation was a catastrophe. Also, don't sell candles from now on. We got a tip about one-armed Jack bringing people from the outside. Apparently they're mercenaries who used to be knights. Like you, responds Vlad. That's right, like me. One-armed Jack led an overwhelming number of men, but even for him, the former knight Jorge was a difficult obstacle to overcome. After all, a flock of sheep is no match for a wolf. But by bringing in swordsmen on the same level as a knight, that balance is wrecked. It's true that we're at a disadvantage. That's why we need you. I'll be giving you your first mission soon. We then see Vlad outside training with a wooden practice sword. Lad, you might want to narrow the angle of your elbow as you swing down. There is no one around Vlad. Damn it. This bullshit whenever I swing, retorts a defeated Vlad. 1 month ago, I started hearing a voice after being struck by jet black lightning. Those demonic whispers start whenever I hold a sword or anything similar. The more I reply to it, the more it will cling onto me, they said. Focus, focus, just do your best. Focus all your mind and strength, and strike down. Vlad raises his practice sword, and just before he's about to strike, the voice speaks again. Narrow it! Vlad changes his form and narrows his elbows and strikes down. It was different. Earlier I was just swinging about, but this was more like a sword path. What the hell has made its way into my head? A silver-haired man with purple eyes wipes the blood from his sword. The winter air is now so cold that I can feel it in my bones. It's plausible, but you're either stupid or being stupid on purpose. I don't know who you are, but come out now. I'm here now. A voice comes from the distance. Sir Stanger, the silver-haired man responds. Yeah, it's me, Stanger. So you're the one called Vlad. I heard that the guide was from the slums. Blonde hair and blue eyes. People would think that you're a noble. Vlad lifts a letter in his hand. This is the letter from my boss. The opposing organization got a mercenary who used to be a knight. So that's why he needed my help. Vlad then slowly turns around. Then, I'll guide you. We should arrive by night in 2 days. Stanger sighs. I'm not sure if I should really follow someone so stupid. I'm at least capable of guiding you, you know, responds Vlad. I don't think so. There is no way you're smart when you're doing something so stupid. The man glares at Vlad. If you say, this isn't the way, along the way, I'm going to kill you. He glares even harder at Vlad, emitting a purple aura around him. Vlad is unbothered. He turns away. Just make sure you keep up. I don't want to screw up my first mission either. The silver-haired man is shocked. What the hell? I purposely made myself look threatening, but he just ignored me. He smiles. So that's why Jorge likes him. He's a child that's worthy of being nurtured. The two are now sitting surrounding a fire within a cave. Stanger asks Vlad, why do you keep looking at me? Is it your first time seeing a retired knight? Up close? Yeah. Are you a country bumpkin? Vlad then queries, where did you come from? Dikia. Whoa, that place is so fucking country, jokingly responds Vlad. Vlad then pulls out a ton of beef jerky. Oh, that beef jerky looks fresh, Stanger says. Do you have my share too? He didn't pack me anymore. Don't you have anything to eat? I do, says a begruntled Stanger as he raises 3 decrepit slices of beef jerky in his hand. Fuck, it smells so good, Stanger says to the cooking beef jerky. Ahem. Hey kid, don't you have anything to ask me? What's this all of a sudden? I'll answer one question for 1 piece of jerky. This isn't an opportunity that comes often. Vlad, unbothered, responds, how many do you want? If you want some, just ask. You brats, I have pride. Knights receive things when they give something in exchange. But you're retired. Vlad asks his name. Stanger. He asks his age. 42. He then asks, do you perhaps know how to use aura? Not all knights are able to wield aura. And using aura in a real fight is another thing altogether. So can you use it or not? Stanger laughs himself. Vlad then offers to give all of the slices of beef jerky to him if he answers the question. Stanger unsheaths his blade and holds it with 2 hands. He then closes his left eye. I need to bring forth my world from deep within my soul. Watch carefully, kid. This is the essence of knights. Stanger then opens his eyes, and a blinding blue aura emits from his blade. The two are walking through the slums towards their destined location, and Stanger remarks, it's so quiet, it's bothering me. Because it's that time of the night, responds Vlad. Is this place usually like this? Vlad's eyes widen. No, it looks like they already fought. A trail of bodies are left lying in the streets. Let's split up. I'll tell you where the back door that only our organizations know of is. What about you? I'll go through the main gate. Right now it's better to split up their attention. Then, I'll see you later. Vlad runs off. He arrives at the tavern, and it's in disarray. Jorge says, you got in safely. Good job. The money leech attacked us first. As expected, those who handle money are on another level. Are you okay? Says Vlad. It's been a while since I've gone up against someone who's on the level of a knight, so I ended up like this. He has bandages wrapped around his body. More importantly, did you bring him? Yes. The main gate was being watched, so I told him where the back door was. He should have arrived by now. Good. We're going to attack the money leech tomorrow, states an enraged Jorge. We're gonna end things this time. Anyways, how was he? He's fine, right? Yeah, he's fine. He seems like a good person too. Stanger has a hearty side to him. He's quite nimble as well. He's also a knight who can use aura. I'm sure tomorrow will be our day. Jorge's heart sinks. What? Vlad, did he really use aura? Huh? Yeah, I saw it. Get behind me. Stanger doesn't know how to use aura. The man with silver hair and purple eyes slowly opens the door, covered in blood. You've come to a pretty far place. Long time no see, Jorge. Jorge and the man believed to have been Stanger both have their weapons drawn and are standing off, just waiting for one of the others to attack. You've changed quite a lot, states the silver-haired man. Why come looking now, of all times? Count Gaida has passed away. It has not been announced due to some complications, but soon everyone will learn about it. The grey-haired man pours some liquor in a glass and raises it. Cheers to the pitiful Count Gaida. This enrages Jorge. You son of a bitch. He charges forward with his sword in hand. He strikes forward, causing mass destruction. However, the silver-haired man evades and appears behind Jorge. Also, cheers to the new Count Gaida, Sigmund. Jorge swings again, and both their blades are met in the middle. Have the deserter knight Jorge return immediately. This is Count Sigmund's first order. Sigmund is not my lord, screams Jorge. The Count doesn't expect you to return obediently either, nor does he hope for that to happen. A sinister smile was plastered on the face of the silver-haired man. The fight continues. Vlad grabs Marcella and takes her outside of the room since it's dangerous. They appear on the second floor balcony, and all of the guild members are on the first floor. Oi Vlad, what's the fuss up there? Belay, get everyone up here. Suddenly Jorge flies outside of the room and falls down to the first floor. Still making choices as naive as ever, huh? Jorge. He lands. The fall has done great damage to Jorge. The silver-haired man looks down at him pitifully. However, a dagger suddenly appears out of nowhere, almost striking the silver-haired man in the head. However, it is blocked by his blade. Vlad jumps forward. The silver-haired man, unamused by Vlad's attack, ignores it and jumps down to the first floor. He strikes down, narrowly missing Jorge as he evades. Why didn't you just follow orders that day? I'm a human being. I don't follow dogshit orders like that. Stanger then responds, no. You're a knight. The night has dragged on for too long. Now I just want to rest. As Vlad hurries down the stairs, aura begins to emit from the silver-haired man's blade. No, screams Vlad. Don't do it. In one single fell swoop, Every single man in that room is felled by the blade of the silver-haired man. Vlad grumbles in pain. What on earth just? He looks up, but everyone who he has befriended or become familiar with is dead. He clenches his jaw in anger. Fuck. Vlad looks up at the fatally injured Jorge. He was the first to offer a hand to the boy rolling in the back alley dirt. The first to acknowledge that boy. The strongest person out of all the people the boy had seen. The blue moonlight quietly approaching, wretchedly shattered the young boy's world into pieces. The silver-haired man proudly holds the head of Jorge. Vlad is filled with an unbridled rage and grabs a sword. He rises it and strikes. The silver-haired man is shocked. Sword path? How does a gutter kid know the sword path? Impressive. Die, screams Vlad as he takes another strike. However, he is instantly sent flying back by a back kick. The sword falls out of his hand. He was born with it. Can't believe he instinctively twisted his body and deflected the attack. Chopping off this budding prospect right now is too much of a waste, even if he returns with a sharper sword. The silver-haired man thinks back to a time when Jorge was training him. He smiles to himself. Here you, kid who attended to me. A knight only takes a fair price. My name isn't Stanger, and I'm not 42. I got an unfair price from you, so I'll give this back. He throws the beef jerky from earlier over the distraught Vlad. However, I will take this. Referring to the head of Jorge. It's a fitting price, and my right as the victor. Vlad glares at him. I'll kill you. With your life as it is now, don't even think of asking for a second price for the beef jerky. Vlad grits his teeth. I will fucking kill you. Godin, just you wait. Just you wait. Vlad, who has his arm wrapped around the scarlet-haired girl, who is aiding him in his escape due to an injury to his side. Said injury makes him fall to the ground. Get up. Do you want to die here? Shouts Marcella, who then slaps Vlad in the face. Get it together, kid. Do you know what the difference is between the guys that live in the center of town and us slum losers? Opportunity. Those guys can get back up even if they fail once. They can afford that. But what about us? Look, this is the result of just one failure. We die if we fail even once. That's the fate we're bound to. So, don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance. We are then brought back to Vlad and the scarlet-haired girl fleeing from the scene. She says, "Are you okay? Should I slow down?" "No, keep going. I can't end things here." "Found him! Jorge's little minion is here!" shouts someone from the distance. "Shit, run." The two frantically flee once more. Our nest is destroyed. Even if we were just young birds, it was time for us to soar into the sky on our own. The two managed to slip away from the danger into safety by entering a building. We won't be able to escape at this rate. Zemina, you go back once things get quieter. What about you then? I need to get out of here somehow. They're close. It's too dangerous for us to move together. Zemina shouts, "No, I want to stay with you. You promised Marcella that you just help me get to a good enough location and then leave. Go to the convent before sunrise. Or to Harvin. You idiot. Does it look like I can protect you right now? Who goes there?" A familiar voice bellows from the background. "Who goes there?" Zemina reaches for a knife. A man appears from within the shadows with a lantern in hand. It's the elderly blacksmith from before. "You guys, why are you here?" "Don't move, old man. What the hell's up with you?" responds the elderly blacksmith. "You're the one that's intruding in my house." Zemina responds, "I said don't move. I'm really going to stab you." The elderly man takes one good look at the two children's eyes. "I get it. I get what situation you're in, so put down the weapon." Zemina grits her teeth with tears in her eyes. "Give me the sword. The one you had hanging up. It's not safe outside the city either. I'm not kidding, so give it." Vlad orders Zemina, "Put it down." She ignores him and shouts once more, "Bring the sword." Right, this is how the slums are. The true character of the people who need to take from others in order to survive. I was the same too. I guess it's her turn now. That's sad. Zemina grips the blade and lunges forward. However, stops in her tracks, raises the blade and cuts off her hair. "This won't be enough, but I'll make sure to pay you back later. I swear," offering in exchange her cut locks for the sword outside. "Please, give the sword to Vlad." Tears are rolling down her cheeks. The elderly man asks Vlad, "Are you leaving?" "Yes," responds Vlad. "The one thing I could never do, despite having dreamt of it all my life. This young kid is going to achieve it. He hasn't even spread his wings yet." The elderly man gives in. "Come with me." He is now on the borders of the city carrying a wagon full of trash. Within this bundle of trash lies a hidden Vlad. However, before he can escape the city, a group of patrollers approach. "What are you doing out here so late? Are you throwing out trash at this hour?" The elderly man responds, "You bastards! You blocked up all the alleyways with your stupid damn fighting. My smithy is about to burst because of all the garbage I haven't been able to throw out." One of the patrollers spots someone sitting on the back of the wagon. "Who's that? Didn't you work alone?" "I was too tired to do this alone, so I gave him some bread to do the work for me. Or do you want to push it for me?" The patroller responds, "Well, you're fine since you're the only blacksmith around. But I think I need to check who this is." He lifts the hood off with the blade of his sword. "Don't move, unless you want to have something sliced off." Beneath the veil of a hood is the scarlet-haired girl. The girl is clearly not who he was looking for. The elderly man asks who it is he is actually looking for. "Jorge's blonde kid. We couldn't find his body." "Tch, can we go now?" says the elderly man. One more thing. We might as well be real certain." "Hey bastard, check the wagon." The elderly man and Zemuna's heart sinks. "Shit! Should we have gone somewhere else?" "No, there's no other place we could have gone to." The man holding the spear looks at the pile of trash and mumbles under his breath, "Don't hate me, this is my job." He then pierces his spear right into the pile of trash. Zemuna closes her eyes, she cannot look. The elderly man is in complete fear. The spear narrowly missed Vlad. "Alright, pass," says the man holding the spear, who says under his breath, "That's payment for the 40 silver my brother owed you." This man is the brother of the young boy who Vlad had saved prior from those group of boys at the bottom of the stairs. Vlad also says under his breath, "Thanks, Otar." Finally, the trash here goes outside the city. Zemuna, with tears welling up in her eyes, says, "Goodbye, Vlad. You have to be okay." As they dump all the trash alongside Vlad down the chute, the star the boy held in his hand was something the old man made with his dreams, and was bought with the girl's tears. We then see Vlad sitting in a cave holding up his sword. "Can you hear me?" "Yes," responds the sword. "Who are you?" "I don't know." "You had so much to say about swords, but you don't know who you are." "Well, that's for the best, I guess. I'll help you, so you help me too. I'll help you regain your memories, so be my sword. I don't care even if you're the devil. What I'm really afraid of is that I'm nothing." "Alright, I'll tell you about my sword." We are now brought to what seems to be a kingdom's army camp. A handsome dark-haired man is seated looking at a map. Too easy. His name is Joseph Bayezid, second son of the Bayezid family. "Young master, I've just returned." Yeah, you're here, Jaeger." A man with emerald eyes and an eye patch enters the tent. "It seems like something's bothering you. Are you worried about something?" "It's because it's too easy," responds Joseph. "The monster subjugation is going smoothly. The number of casualties are few, and all of them are mercenaries," responds Jaeger. "Aren't deserters considered irrelevant missing people? An outcome without any variabilities or deserters. Everyone will doubt my ability to command. My father and the vassals are a given, and of course Rutiger, my older brother from another mother. At this rate, it will be destruction. If I can't become the next count, it's obvious what Rutiger will do. The Bayezid family that glorifies the military. The proof is in the history, since my father and his blood-related brothers stepped on each other to obtain that position. I don't have enough swordsmen. Well, except for you, Jaeger. Young master, aside from this, I have something else to inform you about." Joseph responds, "Tell me." "There is one suspicious soldier," retorts Jaeger. "The spy my brother sent. That's not why he's suspicious. You'll understand when you see him for yourself. A corpse of a goblin is hung up with blade marks across its stomach. How dreadful. This was probably done by a child who just started wielding a sword," says Joseph. Jaeger then responds, "Please take a look at these ones as well." He keeps walking. "This is very poor too. They're all the same. This one's a bit better." He keeps walking forward. "This one too. Wait, the same traces, but it's different." "Jaeger, don't tell me this is done by one person. All of these." "There are about 40 corpses of goblins hung up." "That's correct, young master. Those are the ones that came in yesterday, and the ones you saw were done a month ago." Joseph is shocked. Impossible. This much progress in just a month. Who is it? We are then brought to an ensuing battle between mercenaries and goblins. "Tighten the formation so they can't escape. I can finally see the end. Alright, let's get the rest of them." However, suddenly this man is crushed by a giant bat, wielded by a giant orc. "This is crazy. Where did that one come from? It broke through group 5. Get back." All of the soldiers seem to have given up. However, until a young boy walks through the crowd towards the orc. "Rimon. That's right, the praying Rimon. I'll take it on." Vlad seems to have assumed the identity of a man named Rimon. He charges forward and slashes at the orc's side. It was a shallow cut. The orc then swings down with his giant bat, however Vlad narrowly dodges it. Damn it, I failed again. You're stupid. You can't even do it, even when I told you how. This is the sword speaking. Vlad responds, I'm just taking the long route. The orc charges forward and swings, however Vlad evades once more. The orc swings again. However, this time the attack seems to have perfectly hit Vlad. However, once the dust settles, he is nowhere to be seen. This time I'll definitely cut it. Vlad raises his blade. The praying Rimon, huh? Jaeger, investigate that person right this moment. Yes, young master. This really doesn't make any sense. These crooked, sloppy swings. To think he's able to walk down the path of the sword in just a month. He's a genius. Vlad has cut the orc in half. Captain, you did great this time too, says an unfamiliar man with a beaming smile. Stop with the chattering and make sure to load up my kills. I already did. Who would dare touch what's yours anyway, Captain? By the way, we're almost done with this. What are you gonna do now? Do you want to do some other work with me? This question being directed at Vlad. With your swordsmanship and my brains, I don't believe in working with frauds. Vlad begins to walk off. A mercenary plaque. You can't keep using that. I know someone who's really great at forging those. Gochi, you should know that blabbering can get people killed. Gochi shudders. I was just saying for your own good. It's a shame to only earn change like this when you're that good. Shut up and continue with the cleaning, or you're gonna be saying goodbye to your head, responds Vlad. Okay, I'm going. Gochi runs off. Vlad walks off into the tree line. Huh? Is Rimon going to pray again? He sure is consistent, says some of the mercenaries. Vlad kneels down and rests his head on the hilt of his blade, appearing to be praying. Yeah, he looks so cool. Maybe he really is a noble. He couldn't have been born into the same class as us at least, says one of the mercenaries. However, what Vlad really is doing is talking to his sword. For fuck's sake. I couldn't cut it down with one strike. Fool. I told you that the principle of one hit, one kill, lies in the element of surprise, says the blade. What does that even mean? You know, when you raise the sword, the opponent goes whoosh. That's when you go wham. Am I supposed to understand that? Why don't you get it? I'm telling you go wham when they go whoosh. Vlad is clearly confused by the instructions. Oh Rimon, welcome, says a priest named Father Andreas. Father, did you have a good night's rest? Queries Vlad. As always. I heard you were praying last night too. It must have been really cold. How could I feel cold when I'm in the embrace of God? Responds Vlad. The priest laughs. You're more like a priest than I. A young boy approaches. Father Andreas, the meal's ready. Oh, I see. Thank you, Jean. I was about to partake in breakfast. Please join me. Here, please eat. Vlad gives in. Now this is real food. Wheat bread and soup. The priest then says to Vlad, about your swordsmanship. I heard quite a lot about it, but it seems like Sir Joseph has heard about it too. Sir Jaeger came to see me 2 days ago to ask about you. Oh? And then? I have recommended you, says the priest with a beaming smile on his face. I said that I look forward to seeing how you will grow up. The Bayezid family is a renowned family of the north. Just being able to work for them will put you in a much better environment. You have the right to that. Vlad goes back out into the forest and speaks with his blade. This isn't good. I guess I was too conspicuous. We had no choice. My swordsmanship can only be learned through real experience, responds the blade. Perhaps the bigger issue was being too close to the priest. I had to check, responds Vlad. Then are you certain that I'm not an evil being? He is said to be someone who's reputable and with great divine power, enough to be offered the bishop title. Since he didn't seem to notice anything off about you, I guess I'm certain now. Yes. Anyway, should we run off? The sword responds, maybe they'll turn a blind eye to your fake identity since you're skilled enough. They'll eventually find out that I killed a mercenary who was stealing. Then I'll be charged with faking my identity as well as murdering. We'll run away tonight. If we take Gochi and run, we'll even be able to obtain a fake plaque. I think that may actually prove difficult, responds the blade. Someone's approaching. It is an advanced knight at least. Vlad swings round with sword in hand. It's Jaeger. Did he sense my presence? He's better than I anticipated. Sir Joseph wishes to see you. I should have booked it right away instead of hesitating. I'll actually be screwed if I don't act right. It's an honor. Did you know I was coming? Responds Jaeger. I heard from father, although I didn't think you'd come so soon. Jaeger thinks to himself, interesting. A young kid like him isn't intimidated at all by me. Come with me, he says. Vlad thinks to himself whether he should run away. The blade instantly interrupts that train of thought. Do not attempt it. A knight of his level could kill you before you can take 3 steps. We are back in the tent of Sir Joseph and he says, at last, nice to meet you. Are there any inconveniences with your work? Vlad responds, everyone here is thankful for your consideration. Joseph retorts, blonde hair and blue eyes. I thought you were a son of some fallen noble family. Did you say your name was Riman? Yes, sir. Ah, I should have said this earlier. I abhor liars. Vlad of Sawara. Jaeger strikes Vlad in the face. I see, you already knew all about it, says Vlad. It's been confirmed your mother was an unmarried woman, but we just couldn't find out about your father. By any chance, do you know who your father is? Vlad responds very funny, asking the son of an unmarried woman who his father is. Jaeger kicks behind Vlad's knees, sending him back to the floor once more. Remember your manners, kid. No need for that. Come to think of it, it was quite funny. As for a mercenary group, he could have killed and brought one in. We already know why you ran away from Sawara, says Joseph. Where'd you learn to wield the sword? Those eyes are hiding way too much. Jaeger unsheaths his blade. Vlad hastily responds, I had a teacher who came and disappeared like lightning. He didn't disclose his name. He told me of a lone man, ever-winning secret, not to be disclosed to anyone. Joseph thinks to himself, his gaze is unwavering. Okay, sorry for the rough treatment. You may not be aware, but right now I'm in a really tight spot. So I have an offer. Vlad from Sawara, don't you want to rise to a higher place? Power, freedom, survival, knighthood. I mean things like that. I, Joseph Bayezid, would like to support you. It then cuts to Vlad and Jaeger sparring, with a group of mercenaries overlooking the fight. He's holding out, one of them thinks to themselves. He's obviously going easy on him. Is he going to be Sir Jaeger's disciple? He is definitely exceptionally skilled. How lucky. He's set for a blossoming future. Jaeger strikes down, but Vlad blocks it. You arrogant brat. You held your head high before Sir Joseph with these mere skills. A brat who doesn't know his place indeed. Vlad, while being pushed back, thinks to himself, he's on a different level. If I dodge it, he follows right after, and it's too forceful to block. In that case, as Jaeger effortlessly strikes down, Vlad feints a block, then redirects attack directly at Jaeger, who then says, that's right, you should manage this much at least. Vlad thinks to himself, I didn't succeed. This man simply allowed me to land a blow. Jaeger then says, morning and evening, you'll spar like this twice a day. That's it for the morning sparring match. Don't cool down too much. He then walks off and departs. The sword then tells Vlad, remarkable swordsmanship. He ruthlessly chopped away all your superfluous movements. Getting hit is how you learn. Joseph asks Jaeger, what did you think after seeing for yourself? He responds he can be used. He's at a point that he'd even catch the Count's eye if he was a noble. Joseph says, as I thought, my judgments were right. However, the issue is that he's arrogant. He doesn't know his place. Joseph responds that's to be expected, since he grew up in the back alleys. Etiquette can be taught well if done slowly. I think I have the right man for the job right in front of me. Jaeger, unamused, responds, a disloyal sword cannot be trusted. Joseph retorts, bowing his head the moment he saw me. Wouldn't have gotten me to trust him either. It's better to have him show what's on the inside. In fact, this may be for the best. A relationship where both parties involved want something from each other might just be better. He's not quite the wolf either. He seems cocky, untrustworthy, and full of himself. Joseph responds, try not to rush. You'll need the time to build a huge cage, so big that the wolf mistakes captivity for freedom. Gochi is out guarding an outpost, and is approached by a higher ranking mercenary. Anything happen? No, Roderick, there's nothing out of the ordinary, responds Gochi. Get your act together, and do your job well. Yes sir, understood. Please don't worry about us. Gochi then hears in the distance Roderick talking to someone. What are you doing here? Looking for a kid? What does that mean? Looks like you're just a crazy woman, huh? I'm not your kid. He stops talking. Silence befalls the forest. Gochi sees Roderick walking away. Where's he going all of a sudden? That's not the way to the camp. What is that? A menacing, evil aura is surrounding Roderick, or what used to be Roderick. Vlad is walking alone in the forest until he is disrupted by some distant shouts. Captain, 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 here, look at me for God's sake. Gochi, when did you return? I don't think the expedition squad's here yet. Gochi responds, Captain, I'm going to run away from here tonight. What are you yapping about, says Vlad. Don't forget, I'm only visiting you out of goodwill. We should meet sometime later and have fun. What kind of nonsense is that? It's not nonsense. I saw it with my own two eyes. Those woods, the woods we're supposed to explore, are cursed. What? Responds Vlad. We've had deserters until now, right? But the pay is great and the work environment is fine too. That's right. The woods took them all away. They weren't deserters, they're missing people. I saw it. The ghost who takes people into the woods. Vlad is unconvinced. You rascal. You've got to be kidding me with this shit. Gochi responds, I'm telling you, it's true. Even the knight went missing yesterday. Sir Roderick? Queries Vlad. Yeah, Sir Roderick. And while returning, I figured something out. All the guys who went missing until now had black hair. Fuck. Fuck the goodwill, I should have bounced with my stuff, Gochi thinks to himself, as he is being forced to lead Jaeger and an army of men towards the location of the ghost that he saw last night. Jaeger asks Vlad, can we trust him? Vlad responds, no. Even so, he's not crazy. Jaeger thinks to himself, and Joseph thinks of this as an opportunity, because rather than a worthless expedition, discovering a specific trend might be more beneficial. But it's bothering me. All the missing people had black hair. Joseph has black hair. Anyway, with Roderick missing, someone more skilled than him has to come forward. Gochi says, Sir Jaeger, the expedition squad camp is right there, pointing in the direction where a group of men are huddled together. I am Aaron, Sir Roderick's subordinate. Jaeger says, so you've searched the whole forest and there's not even a trace? Aaron responds, yes, that's right. Even with ex-hunter mercenaries taking the lead, we couldn't find a single footprint. Jaeger orders the group of men to search the area in groups of 3, spread out as far as your eyes can see. The sun is now setting and Gochi is ranting to Vlad. This is just not right. How could you do this to me? You're a fraud who takes advantage of people's goodwill. Vlad responds, stop the chit-chat and focus on the search, I'll get you something later. Jaeger asks whether they found anything, and the answer is obviously no. Jaeger says you're useless. Vlad says, I'm from the city. How did you find missing people in the back alleys? Queries Jaeger. Just grab someone and beat them up. You'll find them. Just as Jaeger is thinking about leaving, something catches his eye. Did they search beyond the river? From what I know, they didn't cross the river. After all, it wasn't even in the path of the expedition. Jaeger thinks to himself, there's no trace in the woods, and we've searched it once already. There's no way we'll find Roderick, or the unknown woman here. Gather the scattered mercenaries. We are crossing the river. But first, they have to walk across the frozen body of water. Gochi says to Vlad, I have a hunch something's wrong. Hunch? Bullshit. You're just scared. Of course I'm scared too. I'm not the same as great people like you, Gochi says. A person like me has to have good intuition to survive, you know. And right now, that's exactly what it is. I'm telling you, we should not be crossing that river. Vlad calmly responds, I don't know about intuition, but I'm sure about something else. If you run away right now, your death won't be pretty. The only witness running from the scene? Even I would catch and kill you. Enough of your nonsense and follow me. Crossing the river is your way of surviving. Gochi falls to the floor, refusing to leave. However, as he peers beneath the ice, he notices something. Corpses! There are dead bodies in the river. Beneath their very feet in the river is a horde of corpses. The ice begins to break. Quickly, cross over to the banks. These corpses come alive and burst through the ice. Fuck, what the hell is this? We're surrounded. Sir Jaeger, what should we do? He thinks to himself, this is a trap. An elaborate trap, as if they knew we were coming. Night and darkness. These were not territories of the living. A disfigured woman with holes where their eyes should be screams, my boy, my child. She is attempting to attack Joseph and the priest. Joseph thinks to himself, in the end, is there no other way but for Jaeger to face her? Cade and Maxim aren't capable enough to strike down the enemy with the outstanding blessings of priest Andreas. This is a curse, a spiteful curse aimed at me. The only reason the woman can't kill Joseph this instant is because of the priest and his young boys' prayers holding her back. Hang in there, Jean, says Father Andreas. Sun shall find its way to you. The woman is slowly breaking through the force field of divine power. Joseph thinks to himself, the priest is already at his limits. The hymns will stop soon. Is this the end? The night is too long to wait for tomorrow's sun. Huh? That's... In the distance he spots a figure darting towards the woman. It's Vlad. The sword tells Vlad she is animated by the curse. A normal sword can't cut through her. Then what do we do? Queries Vlad. Can you use aura right now? Are you kidding me? No. Then there is one way. Let me borrow your body for a while. I know that I can use auras, but I don't know if I can manifest that within your body. Even if I succeed at it, I won't be able to move for a while. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. Vlad thinks to himself, if I can't kill her, she will kill me. This is the way of the sword. Let's do it. Are you sure? Queries the sword. I made a promise to Joseph. Since I have something I must do, I shall devote myself not with loyalty but with faith. I respect your choice, states the sword. Vlad charges forward and encloses his eyes. This is the world of voices. His eyes begin to glow and his sword is enthralled by the light of the aura. And in one fell swoop he seemingly butchers the woman. However, instantaneously after the attack, he was filled with an agonizing pain. Joseph thinks to himself, those are definitely traces of aura just now. I don't know how he did it, but I'm certain he paid a huge price for it. Joseph charges forward to aid Vlad. Don't stop the hymns. He wraps Vlad's arm around his shoulder and tries to walk him to safety. However, the woman, still with some energy, grabs Joseph's leg. He thinks to himself, fucking weakling. Am I not even capable of getting out of this? However, one of his soldiers who had been useless throughout the entire expedition grabs Joseph and Vlad and throws them to safety. Vlad, with the last remaining bit of energy, grabs his blade and says, "Father, please bless my sword." He must send that woman off. Father Andreas runs the blade through his hand, lining it with his own blood. It is a firm blessing. "Thank you," says Vlad. He walks slowly towards the woman, who says, "Please, find my child. It was only for an instant, but I saw it." Women were locked up in a dark prison, while their young kids lied on the cold floor. In the horrifying memories of this woman, she wailed as her child was freezing to death in front of her eyes. Rest in peace. He pierces the blade through the top of her skull into the very ground beneath. A shrouded figure is on his knees with his hands raised towards a black flame resting on a wooden box. He smiles to himself. However, the flame abruptly disappears. The evil thought stopped. Did someone beat it? But who on earth? They definitely said there's only one knight who knows how to use aura. As I thought. There you are. The rat controlling the puppet. Jaeger appears behind the shrouded figure, enveloped in a neon green aura. Joseph queries, is he the one? The one controlling death from the darkness? Seems like it. Jaeger is holding the head of the shrouded figure in his hand. And that right there must be the cursed object that the woman from last night was searching for. The chest itself became the child's coffin. Hand it over to the priest. He'll investigate the matter when we get back to Varna. Well, this expedition was a complete failure. I'm too ashamed for that, sir, responds Jaeger. Surely it failed, but we'll be returning with light steps. Was he useful? Asks Jaeger. Looks like I found him. The person who will replace me as the sword. That boy will be a swordsman who shines brighter than anyone. Vlad has finally awoken from his slumber. I was passed out for 3 days straight. The sword responds, yeah, you'll have to be more careful next time. I didn't know the recoil would be so extreme either. That man named Joseph seemed to care quite a bit about you. Vlad exits his tent. The camp's deserted. Makes sense, of course they'd run away after what happened. Gochi appears out of nowhere and says, Captain, you woke up. Do you know how worried I was? Oh yeah, the guy yapping about running away stayed back the longest. Of course I did. They promised a raise for those who stayed back until we returned. Did you know I brought you back to the camp when you couldn't even ride a horse and went back into danger for the Lord Knight? You gotta make sure to make me look good later. A defeated Vlad responds, okay, I'll try. Gochi then says, Sir Jaeger told you to report to him as soon as you woke up. Mr. Joseph's in the barracks right now, so go, quickly. You gotta tell them, yeah? Don't forget, okay? Joseph asks, can you drink? Yes, sir. I worked in a brothel bar, but I've never had fine liquor. This is a nobleman's drink, says Joseph with the wine in hand. I'd like to thank you first. I mean, you could have just ran away. Vlad responds, we had a contract, didn't we? Yeah, we did. You promised me faith instead of loyalty. Joseph thinks to himself the contract was nothing more than words, yet this boy actually fulfilled it. He's a talent I cannot afford to lose. Wait, no. He's a talent I must have. In that case, it's time to fulfill my part of the contract. I shall reward you as per your accomplishment this time. I formally invite you to join the house of Bayezid.